my nonprofit is called Athletes Journey Home, and it's about taking these athletes to the jungles to heal their brain damage, with plant medicine, because the pharmaceutical industry is not working, and these plant medicines work. It's no longer theoretical science. We just have to collect the data, and my case study as a researcher just so happens to be some really cool people. So I take them down to Peru to the Ayahuasca Foundation, sit with Shipibo shaman, and they will ingest, we'll run analytics, we'll get MRIs and Finkel testing, and we'll test everything we can. Epigenetics, like literally test everything we can on these people. And then after, we will tell the story. That's the most important part. The the numbers, the money that people want, that's what everyone's after. Everyone's like, oh, this is gonna make you rich. And I'm like, cool, great. I'm already rich. I don't give a fuck. Don't do things for money. Like I don't. That's not how I live. Like I grew up with money. Part of the 1%. Like I don't. That's just not how I function. But for me, because we're doing a documentary as well, if I can help these other people tell their stories through that pollination effect, that's the most important part, because whether it's John Wayne Parr or Liam Harrison or whoever these people are, whoever these fighters are, Nathan Corbett, like some really fucking cool people have been shown interest in this, and to number one, heal my friends, to make them feel better, because they've all got a lot of brain damage, that's why I do this. I don't care about any of the bells and whistles, but for them to end up telling their story and then affect all those people, I'm like, I win. My job's done. We're good. I'm
Yeah,
happy.
absolutely. That's so true, man. It's funny you mentioned that too. I just interviewed Matthew Wiz Buckley, call sign Wiz. Dude's a legend. He's a Navy Top Gun pilot, retired. But he runs a organization called No Fallen Heroes, and that's a lot of their program is based off of that. They're basing off they take people to Costa Rica, Mexico. He told this really cool story where he was with Jared Taylor and Marcus Luttrell, and this is where he went to go heal his trauma. And in his words, he said he had 40 years of therapy in just like 10, 15 hours,
Yeah.
and got to speak to his sister who died in a car crash when he was young, and see his dad, reunite with his sister and them smiling. And he said he felt like it was just a whole life change. And his whole mission now is to take veterans to that same role, which is very similar to athletes. I mean, obviously, like, the way they got their trauma is different, but the clashes with their head and a bunch of things are just so very similar. Um, and your brain at some point doesn't recognize trauma from another trauma. Trauma's trauma, essentially, right? So, um, knowing how to fix that and then putting those platforms for you guys doing that, it's just unbelievable, man. I really do think, like, if there's a modern day like heroic thing, like giving people shrooms is it should be up there in the top 10. I don't know why it's not, but like you have your typical ones, your firemen, your cops and stuff, and your military. But I don't know why this is not considered one of them, because you really are like doing God's work. You're healing people through natural medicine. It's unbelievable.
Doing the Lord's work. That's what I always say. And you'd be shocked at the list of people that I get to sit with and I get to help heal. And a lot of these Western shaman. I'm a shaman. I dress like a Jedi. I wear a cape and a fucking stupid hat. Stupid hat. I like those hats. I have some of those hats on my wall. I can't wear them now because now I look like one of them. But I don't expect those people to be able to pull out the traumas from my friends that have killed for patriotism. Like killed a lot of people. You fucking that whole counting thing. Like, oh, Marcos Luttrell killed this many. Like, that's Hollywood bullshit. Some of these dudes have killed thousands of people. These SEAL team guys, they go out and they have to kill for men, women, children. They have to kill people every single day they go out, more than one, sometimes with their bare hands. And I don't expect some woke, guy in a cape or girl in a cape to pull out that energy out. They don't need to do that. Let me do it. So I get to sit with these people. I get to take them to our church on the native reservation here at the Church of the People for Creator and Mother Earth, right here
There it is.
in Norte, the man, the myth, the legend. And we take 10 to 20 gram doses of mushrooms, and it's free. It's a free ceremony in California on sovereign land in San Diego. It's at the La Jolla Indian Reservation or Native Reservation. Don't say Indian. I'm 10% Native, and I keep saying that. But you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
First Nations people. So, we go deep there, and people always go, well, is ayahuasca stronger than mushrooms? I'm like, you're not taking enough mushrooms. Like when you take 20 grams of mushrooms, you will have the same sort of release, cathartic, just, fucking wring your body out of all those traumas. It happens. And I've brought my brother there. I brought my athletes there. And what we do is we have ceremony at night. Well, first you show up during the day and you go around the reservation. Shane will take us and you collect the rocks for the sweat lodge, and you collect the wood you're going to burn. You collect the sage you're going to burn. And we set up the Wamkish. The Wamkish is like a teepee without a top. It's 8-foot high tarped walls, in a circle. You go in there and he plays the fire. He builds this fire for you. And fire is fire holds the knowledge. It's the same fire from when our existence started, when all those gases came together and poof, the universe started, planets started, all that stuff started. Fire is it's the same fire, and your energy, my energy, started then as well. Okay, that's just because we have these meat vehicles here, that's where our energy comes from. So you get to sit here and you get to take that high dose and you get to talk to the fire and you get to learn from the fire. There's no music, which usually, in with ayahuasca and stuff, there's the Icaros, which is amazing. But down in the res, there's no music. It's just the crackle of the fire, and you go through it. And then after, you sleep in the Wamkish, you sleep under the stars. Shane's wife, she'll make some buffalo. So, well, eat a beautiful buffalo dinner. And there's also a lot of cannabis. We smoke a bunch of cannabis while we're there. Because that's Shane's method. It's cannabis and mushrooms, and you're probably smoking literally 100 joints. Like they were 100 joints, and you smoke them. They're constantly passing, and you go through that. You fall asleep, wake up, tear it down, build the sweat lodge, and then we have the sweat lodge. And the sweat is intense. So natives, we have rituals where pain rituals, or they can hang from hooks or the sweat sort of stuff, where you actually get a DMT release in your brain. Like I've sat in the hot seat, which is right in front of the door, right across from the door, and you just, you sit up and you're in the mud and you're just sitting there and it's so fucking hot. And there's little kids in there and they're sucking on the ground, like, and all of a sudden, when that happened, I was like, oh, I get it. Now I get why we do this, and you go in there and you pray, you go through the process and you do your work. I'm really, really proud of what we're building there.